Hello, I'm Kez. I'm a Newcastle celebrant. I'm a podcast host, and I am here to help you write your wedding vows and to show you, or well, not show, and to play you audio from real couples so that you know you don't have to be Shakespeare, you don't have to go viral. You can just keep your vows simple and they're still beautiful and they still get the point across. I am talking to the person in the couple who is not the speaker, doesn't book the appointments, doesn't, hold the conversation. I'm talking to the partner in your couple who is socially anxious, doesn't like speaking, worries about their, English skills. I am talking to you and I'm giving you examples so that you know your vows they're going to stack up. They're going to be great as long as you are true to yourself. And that's what this whole podcast is about. You might listen and hate what you hear. You might listen and go, I would never say that. But in knowing what you won't say, hopefully we're directing you to the right words for you. That's what this whole podcast is about. If you are listening, give me a shout out, at me on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook at Wed By Kez. Love the podcast. If you've got suggestions, head to the website. I'd love to hear them. I just want to know that you're getting something out of what I'm doing. This week, fresh from newly minted, newly married, we've got Suzy and Jarrod. This couple is awesome. They did a lot of things right for them. They had their first look and the photos from Euphoria Films are amazing. They had an inside inside ceremony, which was smart because we are in the middle of winter here in Newcastle. They looked stunning. They had lots of friends. They did lots of cool things during the ceremony. They rock, paper, scissored their vows. They said vows to their wedding parties. So they actually made promises to their friends, which was really sweet. And they just, used a lot of inclusive language. They really knew what they wanted from the get-go. And the ceremony was loads of fun. So without further ado, Suzy and Jarrod's vows. Jarrod went first. And I happen to know that Jarrod listened to this podcast. And hopefully got some good stuff out of it. So thank you for listening, Jarrod. Okay, here we go. Suzy and Jarrod's awesome vows.
Suzy, if I could tell 13-year-old Jarrod that the person he was desperately trying to impress at a birthday party in 2011 would one day be standing here, he'd never believe me. And even if he did, there's no way he can imagine the journey between then and now. Our story is stranger than most, a tale of two people entering and exiting each other's lives, crossing paths on a bus to uni or at a friend's place, to becoming housemates, best friends, and eventually a partnership. I used to wonder how someone like me ended up with someone like you, someone who was kind and caring, selfless and self-aware, emotionally intelligent, sharp as a tack, and of course the funniest person I know. I used to wonder that, but I know it's because we're right for each other. We play to each other's strengths, understand each other's needs, and have each other's back. Today, I vow to you that I will love you every day and will never go a day again where I don't remind you of that. I vow to listen, to cherish your wisdom and kindness, and to respect you as you deserve. I vow to communicate my own thoughts and feelings, to contribute to our growth, and to always have an answer to the question of where our life is headed. I vow to make you laugh, to make you cry, to stand by you always. I vow to be your biggest fan, your support, and your best friend. You make me want to be the best man that I can be. So I vow to love myself just as you have loved me, and to share that love and commitment with the family that we start together. Please forgive me for using your full name, but Susanna Villiers Wren Diamond, you are the love of my life. From today onwards, I will be the best husband that I can be.
I think this needs a clap now.
Marriage. Even as I say that in this moment, it feels surreal. Not because I've dreamt of this day, but because I honestly thought marriage was ridiculous before I met you. To me, it was always, I love you so much, let's get the government involved. Or I wonder how many goats I'm worth. But given our love story could be mistaken for my favourite rom-com, I think it deserves to be celebrated. We were so young when we met, and despite our typically awful teenage decisions, we got one thing right when we chose each other. Without that choice, without the heartbreak that followed, the cheap Aldi wine and shitty rentals, the unconventional bonding after my IUD, and awkward flirting for so many months, my life would not be half as perfect as it is now. I'm in awe every day of how much I love you, how quickly my body relaxes when you use your soft voice or give me back tickles, and of how much I laugh around you, mostly at your reaction to my bad jokes, but sometimes to your bad jokes as well. I'm also in awe of the person I've become with you. I was far from perfect when we reconnected, but I've grown into something so beautiful with you, and it is a reflection of your love for me. Every time that you were kind, patient, and put my needs first, you invested in the person you saw I could become. And I'm so happy that I can start this new journey with you as the type of life partner that you deserve to have. I want you to know that I'm not just choosing you right now with the pressure of all of our favourite people watching and a very expensive separation, but I'm choosing you every day until I die. I choose you in every moment, in every mood, from this day until my last day. I promise that I'll be here and I will love you.
Thank you so much, Suzy and Jarrod, for letting me share that with everyone. Really appreciate it. Love your photos. Can't wait to share them. If you have got something out of this podcast and you'd love to give us 5 stars, you can rate us on wherever you're listening and let people know. It bumps the podcast up the chain and more people will find it and more people will get help. I have a book. It's on Vowspiration.com. You can, if you're more a reader, not so much an audio person, you can buy that book and see over 100 examples of what people have said in their wedding vows. And you can add me on all the socials at Wed By Kez. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your suggestions. And if you're brave enough, if you'd like to submit your vows, send me a line. We can feature them on this podcast. That's it from me. See you next week.